Hello, guys. We are live. And I've joined with Venny, or by Venny even. Venny, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, Fizan. I'm glad some Test match cricket's on and Sri Lanka playing, which is good. How are you, mate? Are you good?
I'm really good. I'm good. For anyone that cares, the reason why I'm a little bit late and haven't started on time is because my brother asked me if we could go out in the garden and hit some balls. So we had a bit of batting practice outside with gloves in the garden, just obviously defensive, like four
How was it?
defensives. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, it's a bit not frustrating, but it's a bit strange when you can't let loose on some deliveries
Yeah,
where you would normally. But I mean, can't complain.
that's
Can't
good.
complain. It's been good.
The weather's nice as well. It feels like we're playing cricket
Yeah,
in this weather. Bit chilly, but
exactly. Mm.
it's nice. I think. Do you know when your season's going to start with your club, Fizan? Is it? Have they said anything?
Yeah, so we're supposed to have first pre-season friendlies starting from 17th of April.
Oh, awesome.
But the nets are not going to be open until, so they're doing like some ground force day basically where they're going to sort out the nets and have everything like cleaned up. And until that's done, you're not allowed to go to the nets. So that's on the 1st or 4th of April, something like that. And
Okay.
until that happens, like they're not going to allow people to go
Get
and
into club.
basically play in the nets because obviously, 29th of March is when we're allowed to go and start playing sports, but they're not going to allow it until which is a bit annoying in a way because it would be nice if we could just go out. Like I asked the chairman today, like, could we go today? And he said technically it's illegal, so you can't. But it is what it is, I guess. It's better than nothing, though. At least manage to get in the garden and do some. I was thinking, could we just go to the grounds and like not go in the nets, but like hit into the side of the net? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think they're monitoring everything, so I think technically you're only allowed to go and walk with one person from the household and then sit on a bench or something, isn't it? It's some kind of weird thing.
Mm.
Yeah. Dale says hello. Hi.
Hi, Dale.
Hi, Dale. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing, Dale? Good to have you on. Good to have you on. It's a pretty good start, I think, from West Indies. Obviously, 5 for 3 overs. Rakeem Cornwall jogging around. Venu's boy, I think Rakeem Cornwall is. Venu's a big fan of Rakeem Cornwall.
Oh yeah, I think he's everyone's boy, isn't he? Rakeem.
Yeah, yeah, he is. I guess I can't call him my boy.
I'm not sure he'll pass the. Sorry, Fizan, keep going.
No, the pass fitness test.
Yeah, because I'm sure Sharjeel didn't pass. It was in Pakistan's side, and surprisingly, no controversy with Rakeem because not sure if he can pass the fitness test that the Indian players do nowadays. But I don't know. I to be honest, he's a good player, and I don't think fitness.
I mean, Chris Gale's able to, so I wonder whether the fitness test is different for some players, like different formats. But I mean, Sharjeel did, I think, pass it, but they're kind of wondering how he did. I think more, and now I guess Rakeem Cornwall. Look, I mean, we know this from school. There were some guys who are quite big, but they still, fitness-wise, are actually pretty good. And I guess that's just to do with genetics and people being like physically like sport fit, if that makes sense, rather than like aesthetically fit. Like Andy Ruiz, I guess, is a good example. Dayal says Kemal Roach is the key for West Indies. Yeah, I mean Kemal Roach is he's become. It's so funny because I remember back in the day he was seen as this really fast, brash bowler, like more for white ball stuff, and he's become. He kind of lost a yard of pace, but his accuracy and consistency is a lot better, and he's become their. I mean, he's become their spearhead in the Test matches. I mean, that's surprising. I think. What do you think? Do you remember that, Benny?
Who's that?
Kemal Roach.
Yeah, he's
like back in the day. He used to be more like a white ball player. He used to bowl really quick, and now he's like lost a yard of pace, but he's now the spearhead in the test matches.
That's correct. Yeah,
Which is
they're shaping up to be a quality West Indies team. It's a quality quality team. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting because it was only, or really good away swingers from Gabriel to the left-hander, actually. Really nice. Dale says Gabriel being quite inconsistent with his lines in his very first over. Yeah. Although I think that's because I don't think he played. He hasn't played in a while, Gabriel, because I think he was injured. And then also, I think maybe he was slightly. I forgot, but he's been out for a little bit. He did really well in England, in the UK. I remember in the summer.
He did, didn't he? Yeah.
And
last year.
He did, yeah. Yeah. He gets the ball to move, and he's got a bit of pace. He can get up to like 140 Ks as well. So he's a good bowler, and on the whole, he's pretty consistent. But I think today he's just a bit rusty to start off with.
Yeah, very straight. Yeah.
What's interesting, Lenny?
Yeah,
no Kusal Pereira. No Kusal Pereira.
Oh, the opening. He's not opening. Tiramani is in for him. I'm not sure why that is. That I'll have a read into it.
I think must be some politics, because for me he would be in all three formats. I mean, he's that type of player, and he scored runs recently for Sri Lanka in the England series, the Test matches. He scored runs there. But yeah, so now obviously Tiramani scored that 100. Karen has come back in. They've dropped Kusal Pereira. Oshada Fernando's still there, but he hasn't played that well.
Pathum Nissanka is making his Test debut today.
Yeah, he played in the. Unless I'm mistaken, it's the same one who made his ODI and T20 debut. He looks really good. He looks like someone who could do well in the Test matches. I think long term, if he goes the way that he should, he'll probably end up being. He'll probably end up being like a top 5 player. I would say top 5 batsman.
Why is Matthews not playing? Is there a reason?
He had personal reasons. So that's why he left the ODI tour early as well.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. Dial says thoughts on Rakeem Cornwall. Really good spinner, can whack the ball as well. I think he's pretty good. What do you think, though?
Yeah, likewise. I think, he's a quality player, which is good. The key.
Who doesn't love Rakeem Cornwall? Come on, who doesn't love him? I'm having a look at the West Indies side. No, so Darren Bravo was in the side, but he didn't get picked.
Oh, really?
So they've gone Craig Brathwaite, John Campbell, Bonner, Carl Myers, Jermaine Blackwood, Jason Holder, Joshua De Silva, Rakeem Cornwall, Azari Joseph, Kemal Roach, and Shannon Gabriel. So they bat pretty deep because Azari Joseph has scored like a number of 50s, I think, Test match 50s, so he can bat. What do you think of the Sri Lanka side? I mean, they've got in there. Obviously, Andrew Matthews is a big blow. They've got Vishwa Fernando, and Boudinia, your boy, and Boudinia's in the side. Do you think he'll do well?
Yeah, I think so. I think the spin department, I think Sri Lanka are probably better than the West Indies. But pace bowling, there's some good talent in for Sri Lanka, to be honest. So it'll be interesting to see how they do. Look forward how the series.
Luckmore will get the ball to shape away. Chamira's pace. Vishwa Fernando, I don't remember because he's different. I get mixed up. Avitha Fernando is the one that I remember. Vishwa Fernando is a different player. Dhananjaya can bowl off spin as well, can't he?
I believe so. Yes, Dhananjaya can bowl. He's a bit of an all-rounder as well, and which is good.
Dial says,
through the slips.
He's getting the ball to shape away so nicely. It's beautiful to watch.
Why do you say that?
So Kemal Roach and who?
Why is he shaping the ball away now?
What are you asking? Why he's doing it, or
or how is he doing it? As in, why is he shaping it nicely?
Oh, okay. So Kemal Roach and Shannon Gabriel are both trying to shape the ball away from the left-hander. So if you think about why, you want to be. So what's just happened in that shot there? That's the reason why, right? You want to find an outside edge. That's why you have a slip cordon. Bowling in swing deliveries doesn't really bring your slip cordon into play, does it?
Yeah.
Right. So that's more you're trying to trap someone LBW, or you're trying to get them bowled, or you might get like an inside edge onto the stumps. But if you really want to bring the slip cordon into play, then you either need to be kind of bowling back of a length, right? Back of a length and kind of outside of stump, or if you can get the ball to shape away like Shannon Gabriel and Kemar Roach can do. Obviously, they naturally bowl in swingers into the right-hander, so they can both bowl away swingers to the left-hander. I think Shannon Gabriel can get it to shape away both ways, which is a skill that not a lot of bowlers have, to be fair. But yeah, Kemar Roach is... So that 4 was very unlucky. He basically was trying to find the outside edge, which he did, but it went through the only gap they had in the slip cordon.
But as a bowler, I'll be quite happy that I'll see that, because I know if I put it in the same what's it called, same area next over during the spell, I'm bound to go to third slip or second slip. So
exactly, I think in a test match when that happens, the bowler's not thinking, "Oh man, I'm not going to do that again." They're thinking, "We're going to put it on that spot again because actually that's a chance." Obviously, it's gone through the gap, but next time it's going to fall straight to the fielder. So Kemar Roach is bowling well here so far, and when Indu Hasaranga's not playing, Venu, he's saying what's the reason? Dial's asking. I think when Indu Hasaranga is probably not playing because he's still a little bit green in Test cricket. I think. I mean, he's obviously very good. We saw in ODIs and T20s, but maybe do you think he's lacking a bit of that consistency needed in Test matches? We saw he come back, but maybe as like a frontline spinner, he's not quite there yet. And that's why they've got Mbuldinya in there. And obviously Danjay can bowl a little bit if they need, but he's a better bat probably.
So you're saying talk about Hasaranga?
Yeah.
I think he hasn't really proved himself so far in Test match cricket.
I think long term he's an option, but he probably just needs. He probably needs to do a bit
work
more
on his game a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
You've got a point. That's for sure.
I mean, he's a very good white ball player, and I think eventually he will be. The one thing I said, I remember. Do you remember when we were talking about Sri Lanka, England, and we both said that it looks like what I was saying as a leg spinner, myself, who again is nowhere near the level or standard of someone like Hasaranga, but I could tell that he was stopping in his action, like he wasn't quite going through it and getting revs on the ball. And you're a leg spinner yourself as well. Like when we go to the nets, like we'll say, make sure you go through your action, because if you don't get the revs on the ball that you want, right? You don't get the turn, you don't get the overspin, you can't deceive the batsman as much, and it basically takes away some of your attributes. Magical Game, I will get to you just on this point, and thank you very much, Magical Game, for joining as well. But yeah, so I think Hasaranga is someone who he has worked on that. He's now going through his action more, and he will be in the side again, I'm sure, for sure. And it's just a matter of time, I think. Magic Gamer says, not watching the sucky dudes, watching the road safety final. Who's watching the road safety final, Magical Gamer? That's the Legends game, isn't it? 2020 game. Magical Gamer says, India have Sachin and Yuvraj Singh batting right now. UV is on fire. I think that's India versus Sri Lanka, actually. I think Sri Lanka are unbeaten in the final. Dilshan's captaining them. He says, hello. Dale says, but I'm sure that Hasaranga will be the biggest match winner in all formats for Sri Lanka. I mean, I think he's probably the biggest match winner in white ball cricket already. In Test matches, I think he's still got a way to go. There's some good players in there, like Andrew Matthews, who obviously we know is a match winner. And Mbuldinya, if he can bowl well here, I'm really interested to see how he bowls, actually, Mbuldinya.
Yeah, definitely. I thought he was fantastic during the England series, and it's just a shame that his batsman let him down, really.
Yeah, I agree. I'm hoping that he'll be able to do it outside of Sri Lanka, where he may not turn as much, but he seems to have a few good variations and good kind of line of length and discipline. So let's see whether he can perform on these tracks as well. Shannon Gabriel and Kemar Roach. This is not a bad start for Sri Lanka, right?
No, it's not at all.
What would you be thinking about as a Sri Lanka fan? What do you want? Like, you want them to get 50 partnership without loss of wicket, right?
100% is on. Yeah, probably 50. If they can, that'd be a good start. If they can get 100 partnership, that'll set them up nicely, because the middle order isn't as well established as other teams.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Dale says, I'm watching Sri Lanka versus West Indies, Sri Lanka Legends versus India Legends, India women versus South Africa women. So he's got 3 matches on at once. He's cricket crazy as Dial. That's fantastic. I can probably only stomach maybe two max at one time. But no, that's really good. If I wasn't streaming this, I might watch a few as well. But that's cool. I mean, South Africa women obviously clean swept India in the ODIs, so that was a really good. They looked very, very good, didn't they?
Very true. Yes.
Shane Gabriel. Oh, I love that. Just love that little shape away. It's beautiful. It's really nice to see. He's I mean, Kemar Roach and Shannon Gabriel, they're not a bad pair, are they, to have opening up in a test match?
Oh yeah, agreed.
So if you can see Bennett as well, so if you watch the ball from the hand, right, the thing that makes it hard, someone swinging the ball, what makes it hard is there's 2 types of swing. You have one which swings from the hand, right? So you see the swing early, which is a lot more predictable, so you can play it a lot easier. Or you have one which swings late, and that's what Shannon Gabriel has managed to do. He's managing to swing it a bit later than what you normally see from someone swinging it from the hand. It makes it a lot harder as a batsman because you have to adjust late, which is difficult. Which you probably would have witnessed when batting against my brother, right? When he's swinging the ball.
Oh man, I remember that. I'm looking forward to in a month or so placing him in the nets and getting clean bowled. No, he's very, very, very talented bowler. Oh, mate, was that really a year ago when he was like bowling me?
No. It would have been in September probably, so 6 months ago probably.
Oh, that's true actually.
Yeah, it would have been in September.
Because that's when before the because I think September, October was all right. We were able to do things, but this summer, fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to seeing you play some cricket and your brother as well. It'd be nice. I don't think I'll be playing, but
no, you'll be playing tennis though. You'll be netting with us at least, anyways.
Yeah, I'll net. And tennis and squash shots, I'll say. Oh, that's a good shot there by.
That's a good shot. Good flick off his hip.
What do you think your strongest shot is, Fizan? A cut.
You tell me.
No, you're very good down the ground. So maybe on drive, I think it's your best shot. But off, I don't know. You do like anything with width. You do punish. So I don't know. It's either a cut or on drive. I'm not sure. What would you say?
My favourite shot is probably the cover drive, but you don't get to play it too often unless people are bowling half volleys kind of in a nice area.
A bit fuller. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I like down the ground as well. The V, like kind of punching it down the ground past the bowler. That's always nice.
Yeah.
A square drive as well, so kind of just punching it off the back foot towards point. And cutting the ball. I mean, if you're cutting the ball, it normally means that the bowler's not bowling Sean White needs to get punished. Dial says a Tendulkar out. Okay, fair enough. That's a big wicket. So Gabriel is back in the groove now. He's looking consistent. Yeah, he is looking consistent, to be fair. He's looking good. And,
Rakeem, my man's on.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Early doors, 15 for naught off 6 overs. Rakeem, look at him. He is a unit. He's an absolute unit.
I love in cricket. You still have. I know cricket of the last 10 or so years has gone through a massive fitness change, but there's still a few players who shows that you can still play at a high level and still be, that shape. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, wasn't it? I think it's very, very interesting, actually. It makes you wonder. Dale says, come with the ball. Here you go. Comes on. Oh, look, it's almost like, it's so funny because he's so tall. You expect him to just like come to the crease and rip the ball, but it's like this gentle off spin. Just like drops.
This guy, I love this guy.
Dale says that's a wrong move, so he thinks maybe it's a bit too early. I think maybe it might be Dale because he's off spinner to the left hander. So looking, obviously, off spinner to a left-hander, spinning away from the bat. They may be looking to see if they can nick a wicket early here with the spin of Rakeem Cornwall. Let's have a look. He's getting turned.
Yeah, he is. Doing really well.
Embledini will be looking at this thinking, you know what, let's turn on this track. Oh,
nothing beats Test cricket. Nothing beats it. Oh,
look at this! It's so funny because you think he's going to come up and he's going to bowl like a dart or like rip the ball, and then he does put revs on it, but it's more gentle off spin.
Do it wrong. It's going to turn in. Oh, I'd love to face this guy.
God.
I'd love to face this guy.
The thing is, he gets a lot of bounce because he's so tall as well. That's what you'll notice. Like, you know, me and you, we bowled leg spin because we're so tall.
Yeah.
If you're over 5'11", 5'10", you get a lot more bounce because obviously your release point is a lot higher. Well, that's a good shot. Almost through the covers with good fielding. I think that's just a single. Did they get a single there or no?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think it would have been a risky single.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
If it was in 2020, they would have run that for sure, wouldn't they? It shows a difference. I've gone from 2020 mode to test match mode. And in test matches, it's more leisurely, like you don't rush things. Don't take those types of risks. 15 for naught off 7 overs. A good maiden over to start for Rakeem Cornwall. He's getting a bit of grip and turn, and it's impressive, actually, to be fair. He's such a unit. Look at him. You wouldn't want to mess with him, would you? Just, God.
I wouldn't want to mess with anyone, to be honest.
But especially not him, that's for sure.
No.
Oh, man. Oh, absolute carnage. 15 for naught off 7 overs, and Shannon Gabriel, I think actually Kemal Roach is going to continue, not Shannon Gabriel. Let's have a look. No, it is Shannon Gabriel. So Kemal Roach. Yeah, that's it. I wonder whether they'll bring him back on. I'm having a look at his deliveries, Gabriel. So obviously the reason why it looks so scattered is because he's gone round the wicket and over, which is why it's so spread out, because obviously the angle makes a big difference because he's bowling to the left-hander. So that makes a big difference when you go over and then round, because the scatter gun looks crazy. It looks like you're so erratic, but you're not. It's just the angle that you're bowling from is different. They should really what's the word, differentiate between over and round the wicket. That'd be a lot easier to tell. So what you could do is you could have the deliveries bowled from round the wicket and the deliveries bowled from over the wicket, because then you can tell, like, then you can get a good idea of how accurately he's been bowling. When you put them together, it's impossible to tell, isn't it? Because you don't know. Because a ball over the wicket might be a bad ball round the wicket, right? Because the angle makes a big difference where it's landed. It looks beautiful as well in the West Indies. I'd love to go to the Caribbean.
Yeah, me too. Have I been? No, my cousins in Canada have been. They really like it. But my brother's actually, when he was at school, went on the cricket tour there, and he played at the Grenada National Stadium. He loved it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
What happened there, Fizan?
Don't know. It looked like it just a bit of a loose delivery, I think. And that thing is, you can get away with that as a bowler now and then, right? Dale says, West Indies cricket is do you think West Indies cricket is lacking in Test cricket? Do you think they prefer the T20 format, the preference of T20 format by players affecting them the most? I think it did initially, Dial, but now I think after that Bangladesh win, and considering they are now picking players who, well, they're picking players correctly, right? That's what's happening. They're picking players correctly based on domestic form. But I think they're okay now, actually. They look like they have a core of players that are really serious about playing Test cricket and are talented enough. So, yeah, I wouldn't worry at all about West Indies. I think, actually, they're in a rebuilding phase, but they're doing pretty well. Interesting, Darren Bravo's on the pitch. He's on the field, but he's just fielding. He's a sub fielder that's come on. Interesting that he didn't get picked, actually. I wonder whether he'll get a chance in the next one, because his Test career is in the balance, I think. Josh Da Silva, very talented wicketkeeper batsman.
He is, isn't he? Very, very good behind the gloves. Not behind the stumps, but like Rizwan. Mohammad Rizwan's called. Oh, we edged that.
Oh, very good bowling from Shannon Gabriel, getting to shape away from the left-hander from over the wicket. Very good bowling. Looking good here, Shannon Gabriel. He always looks like he could take a wicket, does Shannon Gabriel, in and over. Look at this beautiful shape. Oh, beauty. I'd love to play at just one of these stadiums. And just bat in the middle. Great. Shannon Gabriel trundling in. This time just down the leg side, trying to get it to shape away, and I guess we'll cramp Kanaratne and look to find the outside edge. Doesn't this time. What do you think, Manny? Do you think West Indies Test cricket is now in a better state after the Bangladesh series? I mean, that was such a surprising victory with a so-called weakened team, but it should probably help them now going forward, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, should help them going forward. Who got the 200?
Carl Myers, he's playing.
Is he playing? Yeah. Oh, good.
Number 4.
Oh, that's good. And who supported him during that really famous chase?
Bonner. So he's
playing as well. Yeah. I think it's going to give them a lot of confidence going forward, and the West Indies are definitely in a better position because the West Indies side's more confident. That's always good.
Agreed. Charles says, "Hey guys, good to have Test cricket back. I'm already exhausted with all the limited over games all over." Yeah, there's been a lot of cricket on, hasn't there? I think New Zealand, West Indies is going on. We had obviously England versus India. The thing is, the turnaround's so quick to the ODIs. I think it's starting on Tuesday. So it's in a couple of days' time. I want to do a T20 series review, but flipping out, there's not enough time in the day. Crazy stuff. Yeah, a lot of cricket on. I think Test cricket is definitely. I mean, it's 100% the pinnacle, and I think when you look at it, I still find it the most intriguing to watch. I know you agree, Vinny, don't you, about that?
What do you mean?
About Test cricket being the most intriguing kind of form to watch.
Because it's just a troughs and peaks. It's just like a novel. I think this is like it's a Test match is a really good Test match. It's like a really good novel, whereas a T20 is like a really short comic strip.
It's a short story, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's quite over quickly. So
that's a good analogy. Rakeem Cornwall with his very trendy sunglasses on. He's getting the ball to grip and turn here. That's turned quite a bit, actually. From around the wicket, has straightened up quite a fair bit. It's turning, he's getting the ball to talk, is Rakeem Cornwall. He's looking very dangerous here, actually. And it shows his figures so far. Hasn't gone for a single run. So he's looking pretty dangerous here. Our boy Rakeem. Well, that's going to be punished. No, I got away with that. That's a half volley. Got away with it. I kind of just put it up there. And Tiramane trying to attack that, as he rightly should, because it's a bit of a looser delivery, one of the only ones really from Rakeem Cornwall, but goes straight to backward point and no run still. And this could be back-to-back maidens for Rakeem Cornwall if he bowls a dot ball here. And he does. That's a beauty. Yeah. That's a beauty. Tiramane doesn't know whether to go backwards or forwards and goes straight to the wicketkeeper's gloves. And Tiramane just lets it as he bowls out another maiden over. So Our boy Raheem off to a very good start here. The war of attrition at the moment, I think.
Yeah, it's a good contest at the moment, Fizan. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think something's going to have to give at one. Either we're going to see a boundary or we're going to see a wicket very soon. I think because at some point one team's going to break. It's either going to be a lack of discipline from one of the bowlers, or it's going to be a lack of discipline from the batsman. So that's the best thing about Test cricket is the mental fortitude needed. I think to play Test cricket is so much higher than any other format. The mental strain that Test cricket has on a player is a lot more than any other format because it's just a game of just having to concentrate throughout. Because next thing you might be in a field for 20 overs, the ball doesn't come to you, and the next thing you know, someone skies it right up in the air. You need to be switched on.
That is true.
100%. Charles says that West Indies are lucky to have so many all-rounders in their 11. Cornwall, Holden, Myers, and Bonner all can bowl. Yep. We'll give the three pacers some rest in between. Yeah, 100%. That definitely helps for sure. I would say Raheem Cornwall's probably a bowling all-rounder. I wouldn't call him an all-rounder like someone. Whereas I guess Holder is.
Oh.
And it's still very. Can't complain about it. Guys, while on the chat, thank you very much for joining. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I'm sure everyone enjoys my singing as well.
To a song, like a musical.
Break out to what?
I thought you were going to break out into song. It's the way you said it.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry. Apologies.
Was it my fault or your fault?
I think it's mine. I think my internet just cut out because everything went. So apologies to everyone for that. My internet just for some reason just completely cut out of nowhere. They're actually reviewing a chance here. I think he's actually edged that. Let's have a look.
No.
Has he? If he has, it's probably hit like the back part of the bat.
No, it's not out.
I'm back. What is going on? The internet.
Is it me or you? I'm so confused, Fizan.
No, it's me. It's me.
You sure?
Yeah. It's me.
All right.
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess it could be both of us. Are you still in the?
Yeah, I'm still in
fine?
it.
Yeah. So if it happens, just keep on. Just take over if that ever happens.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. If it ever happens, just because I don't know why it's doing it. No idea. It's bizarre. For anyone that doesn't know as well, me and Venu play a lot of chess on our online. Venu's a lot better than me.
But currently, it's a close game.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot better, that's for sure. Over lockdown, you've got a lot better. So well done, mate.
It probably helps I'm playing Constantine and Vivek because they're bloody good. I actually managed to beat Vivek once, but Constantine I can't beat.
Is he that good?
I think he's. So I got him to play. I got Constantine to play Vivek, and I think Constantine won the first match. He actually beat Vivek in the first match, and then I think they did another match. I don't know who won that, but I think they're still playing. Like they're playing. I
love playing chess.
Like, ongoing.
At school, I was part of the chess team.
Yeah, I remember. Vivek was the captain, wasn't he, of the first team? Charles says, I rate Roach as one of the best of international test bowlers in the contemporary times, the same category as Anderson, Broad, Bolt, Southey, and Ishant Sharma.
Well, did you see that, Fizan? Was that a drop?
No, what happened?
By Jermaine Blackwood. Has he just had a mare in the field? I think that's a drop, mate. That's a drop.
What? I'm just at the end of the 10th over. Just finished.
Me too. I think you missed it. They're going to show the highlights now.
Okay. Have a look.
I'll be fuming if I was.
Have a look. Oh, that's an easy catch. That's an easy catch as well. That's a nice height for him. That's a poor catch.
Oh, I would have caught that.
He's vice captain as well.
Top.
It's poor. Yeah, do you agree with that, Venu? Do you think Roach is kind of amongst the same category as at the moment as the Anderson, Broad, Bolt, Southey, Ishant Sharma's like over his recent work?
I think so. I think the issue with I just don't think Kamarochi gets the
the credit.
The credit and also the coverage. I think all those players that we've heard about, they get a lot of coverage, and I feel like the West Indies players don't really get much credit or coverage, and it does make a difference. And he's definitely up there, that's for sure. So it's a good point from is it from Achal who made that point?
Achal, yeah.
Yeah, nice point, mate.
Yeah, I agree. No, I 100% agree. I think it's we've talked about it a lot, haven't we? That obviously there's hold on, it's a wicket. Rakeem Cornwall. Yeah, boy. Oh no. I'm saying yeah, boy, Venu's very unhappy, as you can tell from his face.
What was that? That was like catching practice. That's like when you coach kind of when you're short leg, here you go, mate. Here you go. That's like to get you started.
Jermaine Blackwood is just chewing his gum because he's like, thank God. I think because it's Tiramane who he dropped. No, it's Karunaratne. Did he drop Karunaratne? I think he did. But yeah, Karunaratne just literally loops the ball nice and gently to short leg for catching practice, as Benny said. And the captain has to go 12 or 43 for him. And on comes Ashand Fernando.
I love how, what's the word where Rakeem Cornwall's celebration is very, it doesn't celebrate much. I don't know what the word is, but
it's very muted.
That's it. Yeah, there you go.
A muted celebration. Yeah, it is. He's very cool and calm and collected, isn't he? He's like, yeah, got a wicket. That's expected. I'm the man, kind of thing.
I'm the man.
He's a funny guy, man. Love Rakeem.
Yeah, who doesn't? Everyone loves Rakeem.
Exactly. Guys in the chat as well, thank you very much for joining. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate it. You're all legends. Thank you very much for tuning in as well. Fire away with any questions or queries or comments that you may have. Really does help. Who's disliking my videos at the moment? I've got a dislike on this video. What's going on?
It's not me, don't worry.
Do you know what it is? I think people come onto these streams and they expect it to be the actual match. And I'm like, yeah. I do put on a thumbnail live watch along, so that should indicate that this is not an illegal stream.
Exactly. It's what are people expecting?
I don't know. People are crazy, man. Charles says very bad batting from Karunaratne. That's not even a soft dismissal. He just forgot that there was a guy standing there. It looks like it, actually, yeah. It looked like he just wanted to fend him off casually and was like, "Oh, whoops, there's a man there." I mean, Cornwall has. I don't think I think he still hasn't gone for a run yet. Has Cornwall. Yeah, I think Charles right. I think he didn't even realise he was there. It's almost like he forgot. And he couldn't believe it. So yeah, Cornwall is he's got more wickets in the wicket column than runs in the run column so far.
Well, he hasn't given a run away.
No, he hasn't.
That's amazing.
That's another maiden. That's 3 maidens in a row and a wicket. So the one thing I would say is if Dayal's in the chat, Dayal said I think it wouldn't be a good move to bring on Rakeem Cornwall, but so far it's proving a very good move, and I think maybe Dayal was expecting it not to turn as much or grip, but it definitely is here. 17 for 1 off 11 overs, and Rakeem Cornwall seems like the man with a golden arm. He is bowled 3 overs for no runs and picked up a vital wicket of Kanaratne, the captain, who we all know is a very solid player. Look at that rev. So this one, the wicket as well, it was one that it kind of went straighter on. It didn't really turn.
Yeah.
It was more like an arm ball. Oh, again, Roach is, well, I guess he's a bit unhappy, and rightly so, because another nick edge behind through the slip cordon for 4. Let's have a look at the wicket. Yeah, so that one went a bit straighter, did Rakeem Cornwall. And just, I guess, short leg came into play, and Kanaratne just completely forgot he was there, I think, as the trial was saying. Bizarre dismissal, very soft. Look at that. From the height he's coming as well, it's just carnage. Like, it really must pop so much, and you can tell the bounce he gets is ridiculous. So Shane Fernando, who, to be fair, he came in for Kusa Mendes, didn't he, in the England series, and he got out. He didn't get many runs, so he's under pressure as well. Kemar Roach getting the ball to shape away from the left-hander, similar to what Shannon Gabriel is, but he's coming round the wicket. Bowling at a pretty good pace of kind of mid-130s, which is not bad.
I agree.
Yeah, really, really poor. Let's have a look. Yeah, so look at Tiramani. So who dropped Tiramani? Was it Blackwood? Yeah, so Blackwood dropped Tiramani. That was really poor. So I think Kemar Roach is probably thinking, this is my wicket. I deserve this guy. Probably rightly so, because, I mean, he was let down big time. Sri Lanka could be 2 down, and West Indies could really be taking the game by the scruff of the neck here, but unfortunately it didn't help that Jermaine Blackwood dropped a very easy opportunity. Look at this venue. Kemar Roach versus left-handers in tests since August 2017. His average in home tests is 11. And in away tests is 30. So even then, 30 is not terrible against left-handers. Wickets 23 at home, 19 away. And his run rate to both is kind of just around 2. Unbelievable stuff. And so at home, obviously, he just absolutely loves bowling to left-handers, clearly. Charles says, could you explain why Cornwall is such a good bowler? He looks just so ordinary, doesn't even have the variation like an Ashwin would. There is something missing about the guy, except for the obvious. Okay, there's a couple of things, Charles, that you have to remember. So number one is he's very accurate, right? And being a finger spinner, having the variations is fantastic. It really is. Like Ashwin, obviously, we know I think he's the best test spinner in the world right now. But Rakeem Cornwall is very, very accurate. So he's not ordinary like a Don Bess. A Don Bess, I would say, is not ordinary. Someone who's going to bowl you, a full toss every over. Someone who's going to bowl something short and wide. If you've watched, Rakeem Cornwall hasn't bowled a single bad delivery, I don't think, Venu. The only one that I remember is that half volley that went straight to the fielder and with no run. But I think that's one bad delivery out of, 18? So it shows that he's a very, very consistent bowler. Also, I think what needs to be taken into account is his height. He's like 6'6" or something. He's really big. And I'm not talking about width-wise, I'm talking about height-wise. He's a mammoth. And being that tall, and I guess the release point of him being so high means that he gets that extra bounce, which rushes the batsman, because when it comes out of his hand, me and Venu are both thinking this is gentle off spin. But once it revs off the surface, it kind of rears up to the batsman, and the bounce is there, especially on these tracks in West Indies, where they are bouncier than some other tracks. Not as bouncy maybe as someone like New Zealand, but there is some bounce there for sure. So yeah, I think that needs to be taken into account as well. For sure, is that Venny will be back in 5, by the way. And yeah, so Raheem Cornwall for me is someone who's extremely accurate. On top of that, he gets this extra bounce that most spinners don't get. And then in addition to that, because it's in the West Indies, he's getting a little bit more as well. And if you see the revs he puts on the ball, he gets the ball to turn sharply and grip. As a spinner, you're looking for two things. You're looking to get a bit of extra bounce, and you're looking to get the ball to spin, right? And thirdly, actually, you're looking to put it on the right spot. So to a left-hander, any good off spinner is a nightmare at times, especially someone like Cornwall who's a bit unorthodox. You're not going to see many 6'5", 6'6" off spinners. So the reason why people struggle with him so much is because there's not really many spinners about like him. Most of your off spinners, Nathan Lyon. I mean, Ashwin's quite tall, but he's not as tall as Raheem Cornwall. He's nowhere near as tall as him. And also, he kind of pushes through the ball more, Ashwin, you'd say, whereas Cornwall has more flight on the ball. He gives it more flight, which gives you more bounce, more revs, and he gets the ball. He just trusts himself, basically, to make sure that the ball is turning and bouncing, and doesn't worry about bowling too flat or too quick. He has really two variations, I'd say: the stop ball off spin and the one that goes straight on, or I guess for an off spin you would call it the arm ball. So I don't actually know if he's got a googly or a doosra. From what I know, I haven't really seen it, although I haven't seen a whole lot of him. I've seen him in a few matches, but from what I can tell, he's just a very, very shrewd operator. And if you see, he's always making the batsman play at most points, and he's bowling to his field. He's got a very good compact field. That okay, you want to drive, that's fine. I've got men to cover that, and it just frustrates the batsman, and he doesn't give them anything loose to play at. And in Test match cricket, if you're disciplined enough, and you've got the facets like he does, then it helps. And actually, Raheem Hall goes for the first runs this over that he's gone in the whole match. Gone for 3 runs in this over. So his run of maidens is finally over as he shines the ball, and he's got his cool sunglasses on as well. Does Raheem Cornwall. Very, very, very cool guy. He really is. I have to say he's a very, very just cool, calm, collected. Is Cornwall? You call him the cool, calm, collected Cornwall, couldn't you? For sure. A character and an absolute unit. That's for sure. It's drinks is 26 for 1 off 13. I'll update the score. So a couple of runs scored of him. So his run of maidens comes to an end. That was Raheem Cornwall. But Sri Lanka are. Look, I mean, they're definitely under the cosh at the moment. It's a case of there's a lot of pressure on them. They haven't really managed to cash in on any overs so far, any bowlers. It's been pretty tough. It's been pretty tough going, I think, for them on the whole, you'd say. But one thing I would say is that if we look at it, I think it's just been fantastic to see how well. It's just been fantastic to see how well the West Indies bowlers have bowled. Are just very disciplined, are very, I think, just on the spot, constantly. Very, very good stuff from them, and I've been impressed actually overall with how well they've done. I really have been. I think it's been extremely good stuff from them, and it's been impressive from West Indies. I think it's been extremely impressive, and I don't think they can complain with a start. The only thing they may say, which would be rightly so, is that Jermaine Blackwood could have ended up getting another wicket if he hadn't dropped that absolute dolly at point, which is a very easy catch. It's very good height as well. It's just above his head. Didn't have to jump really. Got 2 hands to it. Just juggled it really over his head. It was just a bizarre way to Yeah, it was just an absolutely bizarre way to drop a catch, really. Charles says, I think it's a flat knee stride. So when he is landing his front foot on the popping crease, the entire weight of the body goes on his bowling arm since the knee streak, giving him pace and bounce. Yeah, I get what you mean. He definitely does. He definitely does put his weight through his front foot when he lands it. So he does get revs on the ball, but he's not bowling super quick. If you look at it, Charles, I think the bounce it comes from, definitely, as you said, he's putting effort through. He's using his whole body. A very good example is Nathan Lyon does it. He puts his whole body through his action, right? His action isn't just from the arm or from the wrist or from the fingers. It's his whole body goes through the action. And I think Rakeem's got something similar. What that means as well, I guess, is that he gets that overspin on the ball, which some spinners may not. And in addition to that, I think what's really good is it's just his dimensions, and the fact that he's so tall means that he will get extra bounce compared to other spinners as well. Like Nathan Lyon's not going to get as much bounce as someone like Rakeem Cornwall. As many revs and as much kind of overspin as he puts on the ball, like he's never going to get the ball to bounce as much as Rakeem Cornwall. It'll be physically impossible. But Rakeem Cornwall's already got the attributes to do that, so it helps for sure. But I agree. I think that's a very good point actually about his about landing his front foot on the popping crease, kind of putting his whole weight through the ball. As Kemal Roach is back on, and a good flick there from Fernando as Shannon Gabriel, who is clearly not a particularly good fielder because he's fielding a fine leg and just really kicks the ball inside the boundary there, which is a bizarre way to do it. Obviously, struggling quite a bit. Samuel Badri, leg spinner. Well, Badri was interesting actually. He was a bit of I don't think he was a flash in the pan, but I didn't really end up seeing too much of him, and I think that's probably because the West Indies, as Venny was saying, don't get that much coverage, but he played quite a bit of cricket. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, he only played T20s, no ODIs, played 52 T20s, 56 wickets, economy of 6.17, which is super impressive. That's interesting, actually. No ODIs whatsoever. None. And no test matches, not a single test match. So he was just there as probably one of the first ever proper T20 specialists, right? Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable stuff for sure. Kemal Roach here. Obviously started off a bit loose, straying onto Fernando's pads, who flicked down, and then after that, Charles says, do you think Gabriel was really unathletic? He really seems to be having a weight problem. He struggled quite a lot in India in 2019, same in England in the post-lockdown series, but he gets wickets. I don't think he's fat at all. I don't think he is. I don't think he's got a weight problem. I just think he is, as you said, he's a bit unathletic. I don't think he's particularly athletic in the way that some other players are. But in Test cricket, you can maybe. I mean, nowadays it's so hard, but you can probably hide one player, I'd say. And at the moment, they're hiding Shannon Gabriel because he's got that X factor of the ball. But yeah, you can tell he's not particularly athletic, is he? I mean, when he's running around the field, even when he runs in, actually, he doesn't look like he's got those athletic fast twitch muscles that you'd have in a fast bowler. But as soon as he comes in and bowls like out of the hand, it just looks beautiful. So I think he is he's in there just to bowl clearly, and I think they just hide him in the field, and that's the one guy they'll be happy to do it. I think he's also had injury problems in the past as well, so he's not the most athletic, but I don't think it's a case of him being overweight or anything, because he doesn't look it, and from what I've seen, I don't think he is either, to be fair. Oh, that's good bowling from Kemal Roach. Getting the ball to shape away and kind of just almost looking for the LBW there, a bit fuller. Tiramane playing that one well. He's 10 off 36, and Shane Fernando 4 off 5, and Kemal Roach is 0 for 16 off his 6 overs so far. It's 29 for 1 off 14 overs. I think Kemal Roach will probably go down as one of West Indies' best ever fast bowlers in Test matches for sure. By the end of his career, I'd assume he's on that trajectory. I think,
but better than the West Indies great bowlers like Curtly Ambrose and.
No, he won't go. He won't be better than, but he'll be like of this generation. I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I agree.
Yeah, not as in like. I mean, I don't think West Indies have had a bowl like that in a very long time, have they? Really? Unfortunately. Let's just say it how it is. Very, very. Cornwall's back on. Love it. Absolutely love it. Rakeem, my man is back. Well bowled. Look at that. See, 79 kilometers per hour. That's really slow. Which is what I was saying to Charles as well. That's not particularly quick. I think the weight on his front foot helps, but gives the ball a lot of flight as well. Gets the overspin, but doesn't bowl too quick. He lets the ball do the talking off the surface. Really, lands it on a good area, and just says, "Here we go. Do something." That's a bit straight. Gets away with it, which is fine. Although, to be honest, if I was a Shane Fernando, I would have gone to pull that into the stands, probably knowing me. But he's a bit more conservative and leaves that one.
Yeah, I think given a match situation, I don't know. You got to put the bad balls away. That was a bad ball, to be honest.
That was a bad ball. I think he's just being a bit conservative because they want to be, want to make sure that they don't lose wickets kind of needlessly. So I think that's another maiden over from Ricky and Cornwall. And then there's a single run score from that, 29 for 1 off 15. I'm looking forward to seeing how the other West Indies bowler. I want to see Jason Holder actually as well. I think he'll be quite good on the surface, clearly because of the kind of bounce that people seem to be getting as well, which is impressive. Kemal Roach. Oh, well bowled. Kemal Roach. Oh, there's out. That could be a needless run. The West Indians are celebrating. That's a shocker if that's out because they've run a risky single there for no apparent reason. Let's have a look.
Dive?
That's true. I don't know. That's a bad run though. Either way, I think. Let's have a look. He's gone. Even if he dived, he was out. Oh, mate. That's a shocker. That's absolutely kamikaze type running from Sri Lanka for absolutely no reason. We're talking about not taking needless risks, and that's exactly what they've done. Oh, dear. Mickey Arthur with his very, very short shorts, as usual, looks completely distraught, and rightly so, as a Shane Fernando. I feel bad for him because actually he's been in really bad form, and to get run out like that is a shocker, and it's actually Tiamane's fault. It's never a run there. It's never a run. And Tiramani still survives after being dropped, but he just ran out his partner there in pretty devastating fashion. It's a shocker, man. What do you think, Manny?
Oh, no comment.
Manny is very upset, as you can tell.
Like, why? It's unnecessary. It's not like a T20 where they need to get the runs. Oh,
yeah, why do they need to hit and run? It's just a shocking, absolutely shocking run, seriously. What are they doing? What are they doing with their life? Dinesh Chandimal coming in. Average of 41. Not bad at all. 2050s, 1100s from 110 innings. Over 4,000 runs, best of 164. As he comes to the crease, and he'll look to re-say the ship with Tiramani here now. And they'll need to because they are struggling here, Sri Lanka. And they don't want to get skittled here. I mean, that'll be embarrassing.
But they've had embarrassing years as
Huh? Look at that ping.
He should have dived.
But you know what? He's probably not expecting it. It's one of those ones when he's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm running. Oh no, okay, I'm gone.
That is shocking, Fizan. I'm sorry, that is shocking.
Tiramani needs to look at himself in the mirror. That's he should not be calling for a run there. He should not be calling for a run. It's a really, really poor decision.
He could have said no, surely.
No, because it's not his call.
That's true.
The issue is that if you have people start saying no at the other end, then there's chaos, right? Then you definitely get run out. So that's why as soon as someone says yes, you commit. So he committed. It wasn't his fault. Non-striker, it's the striker's fault in Tiramani. And it was never a run there. In a test match, you don't need to take that single. It's just a suicidal run out. Chandimal in, he's already off the mark, 2 off his first delivery. Kumar Roach will be looking to get another wicket here. Although that wasn't his wicket, it was a team wicket, but he'll be looking to get a wicket of his own. Run-outs for me, unless it's like an unbelievable piece of fielding, I just think it just shouldn't be happening. It really shouldn't be happening.
I agree, Fizan, 100%.
It's poor, so poor. When's the end of this session? Do you know?
It will be in 4 o'clock, 45 minutes.
4 o'clock, a 2-hour session, the first session.
Yeah, will be 2 hours and 40 minutes off, and 2 hours and 20 minutes off, and 2 hours. So 2 to 4, first session. 4:40 to 6:40, second session, and then 7 to 9 is the afternoon session.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's correct.
Whoa.
Bless you.
Thank you. 31 for 2 off 15.5 overs. West Indies, I think we can safely assume are in control here. Venu looks quite distraught. To be fair, you're pretty lucky that you didn't manage to join me for the T20 or ODI watchalongs as well, or for much of them. There was some carnage.
Are you planning to do any of the watchalongs for the ODIs for England, West Indies, England, India? I think Tuesday is the first ODI. Am I correct?
Yeah, Tuesday. So I am planning to do them, kind of work permitting. Let me have a look at what time it is on Tuesday.
It's 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock start.
No, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. It starts.
Oh,
so I'll probably will do. How long is it? ODI is normally 8 hours, isn't it? It's 8 hours, I think. Yeah, so it'll end at around 4. So I'll probably do like the last 2 hours or something like that.
Okay.
Depending on, I'll kind of keep an eye out. I'll probably keep an eye out to how the game's going. But I mean, I'd love to do the whole match, but with work it's just impossible. And the one after that is Friday. There's one on Friday at 8 a.m. again.
There's one next week is on. This time next week we can do one.
Oh, there's one on Sunday.
Yeah,
there's one on Sunday, by the way. There's one on Sunday at 9 a.m. So yeah, we can probably do some of that.
Then we'll probably do Venice quickly catch up on the Sunday or the Saturday, I guess. So we review those matches. Would be nice.
Yeah, I think.
Let me know.
Yeah, probably not Sunday because India, England, and Friday. So Saturday's probably better actually.
All right, it's Saturday. That's
fine.
Did you see Archer's out of the England ODI squad? It's a shame.
Yeah,
he's got his elbow injury.
Injured. Yeah.
Do you think he's being mismanaged by England, or just they're being taking precautions?
Well, if they already knew he had that elbow injury, so I don't know why they kept on playing him. Yeah, that's probably quite poor management on their part. And like Morgan was like, it got worse, which means he'd already had the injury. So they already knew he had the injury, which means they just kept on playing him. So I don't know. I think it's probably poor management. They should have just got it sorted out pretty much straight away. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe Archer was like, I want to play, but either way, poor. Charles says the run out was against Run the game. That's why he didn't dive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in test matches, you prepare yourself to stay there for long, and this to never happen. That's why run outs look ugly. Yeah, 100%. Like it's not. Yeah, it's not test match cricket, is it? Charles says still no excuses for that. That was a blinder from Tiramani. A blunder, sorry, from Tiramani to have called for a run in the first place. 100% agree. And then Friday, 2nd of April, South Africa versus Pakistan. Yeah,
test match or
one day international.
But I swear the test matches were like last month.
This is a tour of South Africa, Benny.
Oh, I see. So the reverse. So are the test matches occurring between?
No, later on in the month? ODIs and T20s, I think.
Oh, it's a shame.
People are now starting to gear up for the T20 World Cup.
When is that, by the way?
November.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
But yeah, that's the Easter weekend, right? The long weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday? Is Easter? That's bank holidays, isn't it? I think. Hold
on. We'll be playing tennis then, so.
Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is based. That's a 4-day weekend. Yeah, boy. Yeah, so we play some tennis.
Yeah, can't wait. It'll be good. Well, I think we're gonna take it slowly. Maybe hit some balls to start off with.
I think we can probably play a match. It's probably actually less strenuous than hitting balls.
That's true. Yeah.
And then just Saturday, Sunday, because serving will be the biggest thing that we'll need to get back. That'll be bloody hard.
Yeah, I bet. A backhand. I reckon my backhand will be better than my forehand.
Maybe, yeah.
Not last. Ooh.
Sorry, Joseph. Hello. Here you go. Yes, because there's on Friday is South Africa Pakistan. That's 2nd of April. Sunday is South Africa. There's 2 ODIs that weekend. I'll probably see if I can do a little bit of them. I'm not going to cover all of it. Obviously, ODIs is too long. Same with test match days. It's just too long to cover. A whole day is just crazy. I'd love to, but I don't have time. Don't have the time. Also, on Saturdays, I'll be playing cricket from 17th of April.
So we'll play tennis on Sunday mornings, I guess, won't we? Could you do Friday evenings?
Yeah, depending on what time though.
Like early, like 4:30. That'd be ideal. Because I can leave work early and then meet you there and then play and you have the evening as well.
Yeah, that's fine because I normally have dinner around 7, so as long as I'm home by then.
7.
Then it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So if we did like 4:30 or 5 to 6:30, that would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Like going forward, shall we just put that in?
Yeah, 5 to 6:30 will be fun.
Fridays, yeah, that's good. That's good for me.
Perfect. Still no excuse for that. Yep. Charles says my day has been 8 hours of refreshing the website for my exam results. You guys in the game is a good distraction from all the anxiety. Oh, good luck. I'm sure
nice
you'll. So Charles is an accountant as well, so he's doing his professional exams.
Oh, nice. Very good.
So I think he's talking about that. Could be wrong. Yeah, I hope you've passed. I'm sure you have.
I'm sure you do better than Sri Lanka at the moment.
Yeah. Sure you better. Exactly. Well, that's a good shot though. 4 runs. Pretty loose delivery from Alzai Joseph. Tiramani just makes him pay. Really full outside leg stump. Just flicks it round the corner. 4 runs.
That's a shot.
Easy pickings. Yeah, it is a shot. Easy pickings, as Wasim Akram would say. That is a good shot actually, because it was just on his legs, and he just opened up. That's a really good shot actually. It's a very good shot.
You play that shot well.
What, flicking on the corner?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure when I saw you last year, you hit a massive 6. Was that your batting partner? Hit a massive 6 and it went over the road.
Oh, that wasn't me. Yeah, that was
you on the other end, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
He hits the ball very sweetly, but he's a massive slogger on the ball. he can probably bat properly with a mixture of that, and then he'd get loads of runs. But he's like very hot and cold. That guy, very hot and cold. Little bulldog advert. Oh, look at Bulldog sliding down the slide. Look at him. He's so happy with his tongue out. I'm talking about an advert for anyone who's wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Oi. Yeah, South Africa and Pakistan is going to be interesting because... Sorry, Pakistan and South Africa was going to be interesting because the pitches and also the team will be a lot stronger than in Pakistan. So it'll be a good test for us, actually. The bouncy pitches, Norkia and Rabada running in, won't be easy. Right, 40 for 2 off 18.2 overs. Rakeem Cornwall, our boy Rakeem, back on. Let's see how he can do. Very good. Charles says Joseph does have the pace and talent to be a successful test match bowler, but he has to improve his pitching. At times he looks too wayward, looking for extra pace. Yeah, his line length is a bit wayward, as he said. Charles, he's a very good ODI bowler. He's one of the best ODI bowlers around, I'd say. His kind of stats prove that as well. I think wickets-wise, he takes quite a few. But in test matches, he needs to improve. He's actually batted quite well as well down the order, but he has been a little bit wayward, which is why there's still time for people like Gabriel and Roach to kind of open the bowling. And eventually, if he improves, Joseph, he will slot into that one of those opening bowler slots. But it has to be after he's kind of learned to develop that type of consistency needed. And Rakeem Cornwall has gone for only 7 runs from his 7 overs so far. It's 40 for 2 off 19 overs. Let's just update the scoreboard. Oh, Azori Joseph back on. Come on, Azori. Clean up all the West Indies, all the Sri Lankan batsmen. Come on. What's better? Good line length. That's the spot. Showing the wickets again, aren't they? Rookie and Cornwall's showing that one. They're showing the wickets again. Run out. Yeah, it's just that's such a poor bit of calling from Tiramani. He better go on and get runs now because that was a shocker. That was a shocker for sure. So who have they got left coming? Danjaya, Nasanka, Dickwella. Really, after Luck will come out a little bit, but really after that they don't have much. So, I mean, these guys in at the moment, one of them is going to have to score some runs. Score runs pretty quickly. What do you think?
Quite slowly, aren't? Sorry, Kazan. What are you saying?
Yeah, go on. No, go on. You carry on.
They're going quite slowly, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think it's a mixture of some good bowling from West Indies. I think a bit of tentative batting from Sri Lanka as well because they're trying to adapt to the conditions, which obviously are very different to what they're normally used to. So I would say as well. But yeah, agreed. Agreed. What would you say is a good score venue for Sri Lanka from here?
250, 300 plus?
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to be looking to get at least 250, don't they? To kind of make sure that they have some type of competitive well, just so they can have something in this match to make sure that they can be competitive for the rest of it because they're struggling quite a bit at the moment. They really are. $40 for 2. Joseph so far bowling pretty tight line length and doing well.
Wonder if Holder will come on and bowl.
He will bowl. I don't know how soon he'll bowl though, but he will definitely bowl.
Do you think he's one of the best all-rounders in Test matches?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think he is. 100%. Definitely. At one point, he was the best. I think he's in the top 3. Then you've got Ashwin, Stokes, and Holder. I'd say. For sure, Holder is definitely in the top 3 all-rounders. I think in Test cricket. I mean, his stats show that as well. I think he's just a phenomenal player. For sure. So only going at a run rate of 2.05, so they're kind of struggling, aren't they? So far, they're struggling for sure. Jason Holder is on. There we go. Speak of the devil.
Please with that.
Average of 27. Look at Rakeem Cornwall is doing directing. Look at him. He's now the captain. No, I'm joking.
Why not?
Love Rakeem Cornwall. He's hilarious, man. What a player. What a player. No worries, no worries. Jason will start off with a dot, like that. He'll like this pitch as well. He's getting a bit of bounce as well.
Yeah.
It'll suit his kind of way of bowling for sure.
That's for sure. Good player, isn't he?
Very good player, Jason Holder. Quality player, Jason Holder.
Ooh, that's good bowling there.
.42 for 2 of 20.2 overs. Run rate of 2.07. Jason Holder. Only a single off his over so far off only 2 deliveries. I like what the groundsman has done with the ground. Can you see the pattern?
Yeah, I like that. I think it's one of my favorites, to be honest. Patterns. I don't know how they do that, where it's lighter.
It's to do with. It's quite easy. It's the length. Yeah. So it's slightly more cut when it's lighter, I think is what it is, and slightly darker when it's like it's not a massive difference in the length, but it's enough that it's visible, which is really cool actually. But it's definitely an art. They do it a lot on football pitches obviously as well, so it's interesting for the strips, which is nice. Jason Holder getting that little bit of carry. He's more someone who's not really going to bowl too much in terms of swinging the ball. He's more going to be looking to see if he can hit the top of the stump and also hit the seam hard and hit the deck hard with that seam to get the ball to seam away and in as well. So he'll be looking to get a little nibble off the surface. And Charles says, West Indies aren't making Sri Lanka play a lot of balls. There is a significant amount of purchase on this wicket. That's true. That's true. I think they need to potentially be bowling more attacking lines and lengths. We haven't seen too many nicks, have we, Benny?
No, not really. No, it's coming. Most of the shots have been coming off the middle of the bat. So watch when you see a nick now.
Yeah, exactly. We saw a few from obviously Kemal Roach, I think looked very dangerous. He actually didn't manage to pick up a wicket, but apart from him, I think Rakeem Cornwall's bowling okay, but Alzari Joseph and Jason Holder, they've started off quite conservatively, trying to, I guess, bowl more in a miserly fashion rather than an aggressive wicket-taking fashion, which they probably should be trying to do in terms of finding. That's a bit better from Jason Holder. A little bit too full, but the line was a lot better on that last ball. Keep on showing this Bulldog advert. What's going on?
Loving life, that Bulldog, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. Loving life, that Bulldog. Look at him. Wiggling his butt. Oh, great. So, no, for anyone that doesn't know, my mum's a teacher, and she just said, okay, everyone, teachers and students have been advised to test all family members, so it's 4 p.m. a good time for your uplifting experience. No food or drink for 30 minutes before. Why?
What, you're going to be tested?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't been asked to do that.
Well, apparently it's been advised. Now maybe it's a government advisement. I don't know. It's just happened. I think probably.
Oh, I don't have enough for the testing.
My mum's got loads. I think she's given loads from the school. So
I haven't got any. I have to get that tomorrow. Then that's all right. Then not an issue.
Carnage. Can't wait to have it up my nostril.
Have you done the test before?
No, you must have done a few, right?
Yeah, I've done many. You get used to it. So you're gonna get your tonsils, and then you got to run up your nose.
My tonsils are big, so apparently I have
mate.
oversized tonsils compared to the average human being. Yeah, that's why apparently I've gone to doctors a couple of times. I've been like, "Oh, my tonsils are flared up," and they're like, "Oh, it's just because you've got big tonsils." I'm like, "Okay, well, do they need to get removed?" They're like, "No, it should be fine." Yeah, so at 4:15 we'll be doing that. Oh, can't wait. It's interesting as well because I guess if you look at the field placement, they've got a pretty aggressive field here. West Indies, they've got 3 slips in a gully. Could they have more men around the bat? I mean, Azari Joseph's probably not bowling well enough to warrant that. Raheem Cornwall, they did. Interesting, they took him off. I guess he didn't look as dangerous after his kind of first half of that spell. That's probably why he was taken off as well. It's interesting, Gabriel only got 4 overs. I guess that kind of then makes you think, like a child was saying, that maybe not necessarily the kind of weight issue, but the fitness. I think maybe with him, I think he struggles with kind of long-term injuries. I think. Oh, that's well bowled. He's tried to trap him LBW there, Joseph. His pace is up 141 Ks. Nearly trapped Chunmal LBW, but it's good batting. Just watches it all day. Jams it out. It's a good Yorker from Alzari Joseph even. That's good. Like that's what you want to see, right? That's more aggressive nature, and I think the Yorker's very underrated nowadays. In all formats, it can be used. Of course, you don't overuse it because you don't want to give away free deliveries at times. But if you're going to bowl a full toss or it ends up being a half volley, of course. But you've got to attempt it now and then. It's such an effective delivery to get wickets. It's 43 for 2 off 22 overs. Chandimal is 2 off 20. That is the epitome of batting slow, Bennu, isn't it?
Yeah, very. That's like proper Test match cricket, buddy.
Well, is it? I think actually he's just struggling. I think at the moment, run rate is 1.95. I think he's struggling to get the ball to the square.
You think, Fizon?
He's struggling to rotate the strike at the moment.
He's all right. At least they're building slowly.
He's going at a 10 strike rate, so that's probably. I think that's still below par. Tiramane is going at a kind of a good rate. 22 or 59 is fine. Chandimal's kind of bringing up the rear with a 2 or 20. Run rate is 1.94. That's interesting. Gabriel's speeds average around 135, highest 141. I wonder what they're saying because I think they're focusing on him quite a lot. So I wonder whether he's injured or not. I can't hear it because obviously I'm watching on mute. But I wonder whether he just had a little niggle, which is why he's now only bowled those 4. Charles says, I'm surprised to see there hasn't been a lot of interplay between T20 bowling and Test bowling, while batting and Test has changed significantly due to T20s. Am I surprised by that? Yes and no. No, because I think batting's only changed with when you need to score quickly, right? When you need to score quickly, then people have the gears to go through it if they play T20s. But I mean, you wouldn't come out and play a T20 innings in a Test match unless, as I said, you need to score. Like you're kind of in a good position in the Test match that you can afford to play in that attacking way to then set up a demanding lead to then go on to bowl out a team. In terms of bowling wise, I mean, what would you change? Would you have the back of the hand slower balls and stuff? I guess you could, but I think the reason why bowling hasn't changed as much is because conditions wise, Test cricket is normally the case that there's more in it for the bowlers than white ball cricket. So bowling that line and length gives you more. What's the word? It gives you more value for bowling well. I think that's the point. I think so. If you bowl well, then you get better value for bowling good line and length. So I think that's the reason why maybe they haven't adopted it as much, because if you've got a red cherry or surface like this, bowling a back of the hand slow ball probably doesn't. I mean, there's probably not that much kind of warranty in doing it. Whereas bowling the way they're doing it at the moment, getting the ball to swing through the air and seam off the surface, is probably a lot trickier than having that back of the hand slow ball, for example, or a cutter. What do you think, Vinny?
What's your question again? Sorry.
So Charles asked, I'm surprised to see there hasn't been a lot of interplay between T20 bowling and Test bowling, while batting in Test has changed significantly due to T20s.
Let's have a look. Let's have a think. Where is it? Yeah, that's true. Like, I think T20, there's more pressure on the bowlers. I assume not to leak runs, and they've got to use variation because it's just 20 overs, right? And batsmen can take more risk. Whereas in Test match cricket, the batsmen aren't always looking to score runs every ball. They're looking to build an innings. So I think that's why the bowling is basically just going to do a consistent line and length, and maybe have the odd surprise ball. But I think that's why batting has changed a lot compared to the bowling. Have I explained? I think I've explained that all right.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I was saying, because obviously in Test cricket, there's more of an advantage normally for bowlers than batsmen in comparison to white ball cricket, because the white ball doesn't do as much, right? So the white ball compared to the red ball doesn't do as much.
Yeah.
So therefore, like, bowlers are able to use the conditions more to their advantage. So I feel like in white ball, the reason why people have had to adopt so much slow balls and cutters a lot more than maybe in the past is also partly due to the fact that the white ball doesn't do very much. So you need to be innovative with the way you bowl. Charles says that the ambition of shots that the batsman can play securely in Test has increased quite a lot, e.g. reverse sweep, pull/hook shot over backward point. Okay, the shot over point that so many Indian players play. Yeah, I get that, but I agree to a degree, in the sense that if it's short and wide, they'll play that shot. The reverse sweep, I think, is definitely used for spinners. That's definitely something that has come into the game. But to be fair, Charles, I mean, Kevin Peterson used to play that shot before it was trendy in T20 cricket. Do you remember, Manu? He used to switch it in Test matches. In like,
who's that?
Kevin
KP.
Peterson.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Do you remember the Mooley one? I remember watching that when I was in school, and I was thinking, oh, that's a KP shot. But yeah, it was incredible to see. Like he's probably one of the. He changed Test cricket, I think. Kevin Peterson, I would say he was a groundbreaker, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he was. He definitely was a trailblazer for sure. Good shot there from Tiramani. Uppercut over the slips. It was short and wide from Joseph, so made him pay. Good flick as well. What were you saying?
Yeah, I think I need to go now, Fizan.
That's fine.
Thanks for having me on.
No worries.
And enjoy the rest. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone. Do like the video. Like the video and subscribe. And whoever disliked this video, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm coming to get you.
Exactly.
All right, see you later, mate.
Okay. See you later, bye. Chances, but in test matches we don't see a lot of cutter, slow balls, Yorkers. We see Yorkers, I think, Charles. You've always had Yorkers in test matches, especially when the ball's reversing as well. You'll see Yorkers for sure. But the issue is, right, is that would you rather bowl, if you get the ball to reverse, would you rather bowl reverse swing or would you bowl a cutter? I'm probably going to bowl reverse swing, right? But to be fair, like you'll have, for example, you'll have some bowlers eventually bowl cutters, etc. if the surface is not doing much. But again, that's just a fallback. The red ball does match, and the pitch is prepared a lot better normally for bowlers in test matches than in the white ball stuff. So, yeah, let's see. Charles says the shot over point that Tiamone just played used to be exclusively T20 style. I get what you mean, although, was it? Jaisuri used to play that shot as a left-hander in test matches. I remember him playing that shot. Who else used to play that shot? Matthew Hayden, Gilchrist. Did Justin Lang used to play that? I don't think so. A lot of left-handers used to play that shot, if you think about it. Because it's short and wide. That kind of cut over the slip cordon. Anything short and wide, they'll put away, especially lefties, because the risk is very low. So I get what you mean. I think it's definitely those types of shots are played more regularly nowadays, for sure. But I do think they were played even before Test cricket, and you can see that by just looking at some of the players in the past, like your Jayasurias, your Gilchrist, your Haydens. Yeah, I mean Syed Anwar as well. People like that, they would have played that shot. Maybe not as often, but they would have in a test match, I think. As venue has gone as well, I think I'm going to go in a bit as well. Guys there in the chat, thank you very much for joining. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really, really does help. I really do appreciate everyone for joining as well. And it looks to me as if West Indies are in a very good spot in this first day. They'll be looking to pick up a couple of wickets as well, a couple more wickets before the end of the day. I will be watching. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone coming on and joining. So please do remember to like the video. It really does help, and share it as well if you think anyone's interested. For anyone that doesn't know as well, I did an interview with the West Indies leg spinner Hayden Walsh Jr. recently. Do check it out. It's under the playlist cricket interviews, and which there's a few, not just him. It's others as well. So do check it out. Charles says, but my guess is test bowlers don't have those skills anymore. This means more and more white ball bowlers will make an easy transition to test cricket, while not being the case vice versa. I think it's definitely hard nowadays, harder for test cricketers to necessarily transition very quickly. Look at Carl Jamieson, for example. But what I would say is that what it does, it teaches you discipline in terms of bowling the right lengths and lines. And then once you've got that, then it's about adding on to that with variations, etc. But what I think is actually very hard for a white ball bowler to come into Test cricket as well, because yeah, you've got those cutters and stuff, but they're not as effective on these surfaces. You need to have the skill to swing the ball or seam the ball, and normally both ways and with control. And a lot of the white ball bowlers, they might not necessarily do that, because the white ball only, especially if they're not an opening bowler, the white ball swings for or moves for what we're talking about 5 overs. Sometimes if you're playing an ODI, maybe 10 overs max. And then after that, it doesn't really do much. So that's why you have to utilize those cutters and slower balls, etc. as well. And it's just, I think that's the reason. That's one of the biggest reasons for why people have had to adapt. Yorkers are in all formats. They've always been in Test cricket as well. Growing up watching Pakistan, we like a lot of the players used to bowl Yorkers, and like especially when the ball's reversing or swinging, especially early doors. But yeah, it's an interesting point though. Do I think it's easier for T20 bowlers coming to Test cricket, or I guess ODI bowlers? Let's take an example. The first one that came to my head was Zampa, but that's quite a bad one because I don't think he'd be good in test matches. Let's take a seamer. Let's see, someone who bowls in T20s. I think it was a T20 bowler, and would he do well in test matches? Like let's take something. He's just a T20 bowler, and also hasn't bowled test matches bowled in test matches before. I think is the biggest thing. Most of the Indian T20 bowlers have played test matches at some point. Australia, let's have a think. Again, most of those players have as well. England, who have you got? You've got Archer Wood. Jordan has played. And Charles says Bumrah and Shami versus Ishant. Shami was already playing Test cricket. He's playing ODI cricket a lot as well. And did he not play Test cricket? He's been playing Test cricket quite a long time. Bumrah is a good example. But he didn't have a lot of change-ups, did he? He just used to bowl Yorkers. Really was like what? I mean, now he's added to his game, but it's because of his very, unique action. So I think I'm trying to think of someone who's more orthodox, who's kind of been able to transition, or would they be able to transition? So I'm trying to take an example that hasn't happened yet, of a T20 ball, and do I think they could do well in the Test arena? I'm trying to think actually. Because spinners are a lot easier. I'm trying to think of a pacer. Someone like, let's have a think. For Pakistan, who have we got? We've got Sheena Freed already plays tests. Hassan Ali already plays tests. Horace Rolfe. Okay, Horace Rolfe, for example, in T20s. Although he's not. I don't know if that's a good example, really, but he will get wickets in T20s. But in test matches, he's not consistent enough. I think consistency is key in test matches. If you're a T20 bowler, if you've got change-ups, even if you bowl in the slot, if you can bowl a slower ball and kind of disguise it well enough, the batsman is trying to play so aggressively, you can get wickets off bad balls. In test matches, getting wickets off bad balls is not as common, I think is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I know. It's difficult. I see what your point is, Charles. I just think that as a bowler, Test cricket, I think you do have more advantages. So maybe that's why it's easier as well to transition potentially nowadays. Whereas as a batsman, it's harder. I think as a batsman, it's a lot harder to transition from T20s into or ODIs into Test matches. I think it's super hard. I don't think it's easy at all. I think it's very, very tough. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really does help, and I really appreciate everyone for joining, your legends as well. Have a fantastic rest of the weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys probably for a live stream, probably on Tuesday, most likely. It'll be Tuesday. So do stay tuned for that. It should be good fun, and I look forward to it. So yeah, it'll be Tuesday. For the live stream of the India versus England first ODI. I will be covering some of it. Don't know exactly what time yet, kind of work permitting, so I'll let you guys know. But most likely I will be covering some of it. That's the plan anyway. In terms of anything else, I have some potential interviews lined up as well for some cricketers, so keep your eyes peeled. And yeah, also some potential really good collaborations coming up as well with some other channels. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you on the next stream. Thank you very much.